54,999 miles on Morgan, our van. This is awesome. What do you think, Lola?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. We put a lot of miles. We're right now on the road headed towards Arlington, Virginia for the Overland Expo East. So we're doing some nighttime traveling, some road warriors. We got about half a mile and we're gonna hit that 55,000 mile marker, which is gonna be very cool. And it's been pretty good. So this is gonna probably be like an intro to our 55. Oh, here we go. 54,999.9. 55,000 miles. Yay. There you go. 55,000. All right. Let's pull out. You guys can see we're here on the highway. We are in Georgia right now, right, Lola? There you go. Boom. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange.
And I'm Lola.
And this is StrangerPalooza. Today on the channel, yes, we're standing in front of our, what is this, a 2022 Ford E-Transit. We're standing in front of that, but if you flip around this way and don't get vertigo, you will see.
About this.
Yes, this is our, 2021, right? Mm-hmm. Coachmen Beyond.
Correct.
Which is, I think, a 2024
Transit
all-wheel drive transit chassis. Here it goes. And guess what? We just recently
hit 55,000 miles.
Yes, we cracked 55K miles. I've got video to show you guys of us doing that, but we're going to do a full walk around of this, tell you guys all the good, the bad, and the ugly of owning this Coachmen Beyond for, what are we now, like 2.5 years?
2.5 years.
Yeah, going on 3 years, I think, Lola.
Yep.
Right? So anyway, let's get all into it because Lola wants to make sure I don't get
too long-winded.
Yeah, there you
go.
Let's do this. Lola and I are now official brand ambassadors for Coachmen Class B. So I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys why we, as Vanasaurs, like it says on our t-shirt, are very excited about our partnership with Coachmen Class B.
First off, Coachmen RVs has been a leader to the great outdoors since 1964.
So next is the fact that Coachmen really cares about you as an owner, whether you bought new or used. After you buy your van, they really take care of you.
With Coachmen Class B, you have all the options. Coachmen builds on all 3 van platforms. On the Mercedes Sprinter is the Coachmen Galleria. The Ford Transit is the Coachmen Beyond. And Ram ProMaster is the Coachmen Nova.
Lastly, best value for money. We've had our van for 2 years, and Coachmen builds to the highest standards of quality and craftsmanship. You can't go wrong with a Coachmen Class B. So if you're interested, check out the link in our description and find the Coachmen van that's best for you. So here we go. I'll give you guys a quick little spin around here. The most obvious thing is right in front of you guys, but I think we're going to break this down in sections, right, Lola?
That would be easier.
Okay. What kind of sections are we breaking?
Well, I think first we should probably go over all the upgrades we've done to it over the past 2 years.
Okay.
Then we can talk about the transit side, and then of course the Coachmen side.
Okay.
The coach side of it.
All right. So we're going to start by talking about upgrades. The last time we did one of these, Lola, was
I think 10,000 miles.
Yeah, 10K miles. We planned on doing 20.
Right.
I think we even shot video. We planned on doing 30,
Shot
40.
video.
Yeah. So even 50, and then we were like, okay, 55, we have to do it.
That's right.
So I think breaking it down like this is probably the most efficient way to go about it. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be some things here that happen that we have put out videos of, and some things that are coming. So we'll go over all of that. Yeah. Do you want to start with the most obvious here? We've got a wrap.
Correct. So
right?
This is a vinyl wrap with a perforated window tint, and we did that about
I'll show you guys.
I think maybe June, July of this
So
year.
here you can see through. That's the galley. That's the sink. But here it's the perforated tint. Let's see, if you go really close, you could kind of see it. And on this side, Lola, we've got Coachmen.
Correct.
which we are official brand ambassadors for Coachmen.
Coachmen
You got,
RVs,
yeah, you guys will see that here. So definitely, when it comes to Coachmen, we're happy with Coachmen. I think this is like a great van for people to go with. If you're looking at Class Bs, man, to me, Coachmen's awesome because they care about you even after you buy your van. So we've got it wrapped here, obviously, for them on this side. What? How would you describe this color that we went with?
Well, you were going for avalanche gray.
Right.
Since you're crazy about that color. I think what we got is more of like, depending on where the sun is.
Yeah, it's the lighting. To my
it's
eye
more
right now,
of
it
like
looks a little greenish gray.
Green gray.
Yeah. It's got
Mint.
topography in it. Who did this?
This was 352 Wraps in Gainesville.
Yes, so there you go. I think they did a really good job. I could just walk you guys around that. We've got it going even in the back here, right? And then there's, like, if you want to find out about StrangerPalooza, you can't miss us. Also, of course, Sunshine State, which you can't see. You have to go in there and close it to see it. But trust me, it says Sunshine State RVs right there. We are also brand ambassadors for them. That whole thing goes around this way. It's actually not on the roof. I think we're going to wind up doing something with the awning, and we're going to put a roof rack up there. But it doesn't go all the way up to the roof. And then in the front, we've got two things. We've got this black version of our topography, and that goes up to the top. And then we have the Raptor grill.
Right, so that would be an upgrade as well, the Raptor grill. And there's a video is coming out on that one. And this we had installed by Freedom Van Gogh, a Florida company.
Yep.
And so the video for that will be coming soon.
Yeah, I accidentally did 4K on that video, so it's going to take some time to get it done. So what do you think about just wrapping it? This is obviously like, like a very superficial thing a lot of people would probably say. But I think just visually, feels to me like a new van.
Well, I think it's an easy way to absolutely make your van feel new again. You know, if you've had your van for a while, you want to do something different, a vinyl wrap is the way to go. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can do a partial wrap, a half the bottom. I've seen different variations of this.
Yeah.
And I think it looks good.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to know, this cost us somewhere like around $6,000 in order to get this whole thing done here, I think, and well worth it. I think in 10,000 miles we hadn't put the rims on yet. These are Method rims, so they're on there. But we've had them on for a while, so obviously, single wheel in the front, but dualies in the back. And Method is one of the few places that makes rims for that.
And something to be said about the dualies on here, I think that it's great for comfort and supporting like the coach side, the weight. It's also really good and stable down a highway, windy days, or even just highway speeds. But obviously it's not going to be the thing you go with if you're wanting to do some off-roading.
No, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to do much with dualies. I think you'll be a better off-roader if you have single wheels back here, but all-wheel drive or 4x4. So that's on the outside. I think we'd also done 360, but we have a separate video on that, so we have cameras all around the van, so you can see around it. We added ladders. So we've got a ladder from Illuminess here.
Yep.
Show you guys that. This is a tire carrier, I guess you could call it?
Tire carrier and backpack.
Yeah, we've got a backpack on here, and so this is like its own thing really here. But then we kind of modified. Here, let me open this. So this, I'll just show you guys this, but forgive me because this is all our black hose stuff in here. And I think that works for me. It's basically a Pelican case.
Pretty much. And
people get a short of that.
And people have different ways of carrying their black hoses. If you look at the owner videos we do at the Ocala RV shows, you'll see lots of different options for storing your hoses outside of the van. So
I mean, people have stuff that goes, they put Pelican cases on the ladder. They do all kinds of things. This is pretty much what we've done here. And I think, is that it for the outside of what we've done, Lola?
We did update the lights, the headlamps.
Oh, light, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at that.
That was something that we were not a fan of, and this is on the transit
So I could say, like,
it.
transits have really, to me, they don't have the best lights. Let's say if you compare them to, I think Mercedes probably has the best
lights,
But if you look here,
brightness and illumination.
Yeah, if you look here at the Ford, at the E-Transit, they're both Fords. The E-Transit has these halogen lights, and these are a little bit better. They definitely look better, right? And they kind of have like an LED halo kind of thing going on here by Xenon HID. These look better. These look terrible, but they're also the original bulbs are also terrible. So we had those bulbs upgraded.
That's right.
Yeah, I wish there was like a whole, setup.
Well, I think
if
there
we
may
make the
be a
lights look
whole
better.
set, but I think you're talking about $1,000 upgrade if you were to pump these out and put a whole new set in.
Yeah, maybe even per light, it would get really expensive to
Yeah.
do that, I think.
So upgrading the bulbs was the best option.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
And then from what I could see right here, we have ham radio licenses, Lola and I. So that's what you guys will see here. I don't know. Did we put up a video of that?
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
the stubby antenna also, we might have had it at 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
I don't recall, but if not, this is the stubby antenna that
Yep.
replaced the long one.
Yep, windows are tinted. I think I talked about all that stuff before. Okay, so that's what you guys could see. I could run you some video, or we could go on the side. Maybe on this side here, Lola, is the best way to see it. We do have a Truma. Let's see if I can show you guys. So our original...
Coleman Mach AC.
Yeah.
So we had the Coleman Mach originally when we bought the van, and then earlier this year we upgraded to the Truma Aventa AC.
Yeah, which I think, so they're both 110. The Coleman Mach was, in my opinion, fine. I think we could get about 5 to 6 hours out of that. This is a little bit more efficient. I think we can actually get somewhere from like 7 to 8 or 9 hours. All of that depends on what the ambient temperature is outside, how long the compressor is actually running. I find that the Truma Aventa is always running, but the compressor is not always on.
It cycles through that
Yeah.
sequence. What I will say about it is that when it's cold, it's cold. It's definitely cold when you put that
Yeah.
AC on and it's running.
Yeah, I think that's a difference between, there's some people that want a 12 volt, which would be more efficient, I guess, running off of batteries. But in this incredible heat that we have here in Florida and other parts of the southern part of America, not so useful.
No, and the
So you need that
the,
110.
dehumidifier feature on here works really great too
Yeah.
on that Truma.
Yeah. So I think that's it from the outside of what I could see. You guys can let us know what you think about these things.
The next
So
big
far.
change it would be the battery upgrade, right? That's been like a long process of the battery from AGMs to lithium.
Yeah.
That's another upgrade that you did.
Yeah. You want to go inside and talk about that?
Yep, we could do that.
Let's do that. All right, so let's go in here. Lola, you were mentioning the batteries. So we just got back from actually the Overland Expo East, and that's where we did the intro for that when we were on the way to that. It was in Arrington, Virginia. So we just used this van. I think we wound up putting another 1,000 miles on it by the time we got back here. I could turn it on and show you guys here in a second all of that when we talk about upfront stuff. But Lola is talking about the battery. So this is kind of set up for me doing my podcast. So let me just get some of these things out of the way. Those batteries are down here. So, do you like my Australian?
Is that what that was down
Yeah,
here?
down here.
Here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how super. What is her name? Supercar Blondie. That's how she talks. Okay. All right. Let me flip this here. If you hit that switch down there, Lola.
Let's see if I can reach it. Ah, there
Okay.
you are.
Cool. All right. So this is a little bit of kind of a saga, I want to say, that we went through here, just getting all of this to work. And there's different reasons for that, right? The van wasn't meant to be this way, so it took us a little bit. We've got 2 of the Game Changer 3.0 batteries in here, but we actually had different batteries in Battleborn in the beginning. We had one inside, one outside. And I thought that was going to be okay. It wound up actually not being okay because of the difference, even though we did the same length cable of the one from the outside coming in. We did the same length cable of the one that was inside, and it just didn't work out. Sunshine State RV did that install for me. They actually wound up changing the batteries because we damaged one of the batteries from doing that, and we were able to fit the Game Changer 3s inside of here, and it really works out a lot better. Here's the batteries, here's the inverter. These are my DC to DC chargers, so when the van is running, these two come on and help it recharge. I think I would rather have like a second alternator, but we do have the generator. So a lot of times what we do to really charge up is kick on the generator, because it would take forever with this van driving, believe it or not, to charge it up. So yeah, so there you go. There's a look at that. I think I've talked about that before. Hit the switch, Lola. Hit the switch for me. Okay, put this up. Yep. I use these blankets here because they're rough. They can stand all my abuse. I really use this van, I think, a lot more than other people out there. Sometimes it's my daily driver. Really, my daily driver now is the electric van, but this still winds up being my daily driver. And it's my office, as you could tell, or my studio, if you want to put it that way, because that's where I wound up doing the show from, which I'm going to do tonight, actually. So that's why all this stuff is in here, like this. Here, wait. Zargus cases, man. I'm a fan of the Zargus case. Lola, not so much, but I love my Zargus cases.
So I think that pretty much sums up all the upgrades we did to the van so far. Now
major ones, right?
Major ones. Now we can talk about
obviously,
the
here's
coach
the
side.
Truma on the inside. So there's the Truma there. We've got the Max fan going right now. Yeah, I'm looking around, Lola. I don't think we really did any other big updates to it. There is stuff that we're using, like if you look behind here, we have these heating pads, and they're behind all of these windows. These are great. These came from Overland Gear Guy. You can see them on both sides, and we have them for every window. So when it's hot out there, these things really absorb the heat. When it's cold, it actually helps keep the heat in. But yeah, I don't think... Oh, I removed...
Oh.
I unplugged in here where I have extra of these blankets. I unplugged. See, there's no stereo thing in here.
Stereo, the Jensen, the Jensen stereo.
But you know, Coachman's got a really nice new system that they're coming out with. But yeah, I mean, did we really do any other major updates in here?
The inside, the inside is as pretty much as is.
You know, before we go away from the battery thing, if I had this to do all over again, I think, you know, in the midst here of talking about the good, the bad, the ugly stuff, I would say that if I had it to do all over again, I think that we finally got this system dialed in, and it is, let's say, more affordable to buy a generator version instead of the lithium version. And then even doing the upgrade, I think it kind of like balances out to doing the upgrade might cost you $12,000-15,000 versus the lithium's maybe $20,000 or 20 something. But really and truly, I would just get lithium next time around. I think it's just easier to have those guys design and engineer everything and make it run. I'm happy that I have this system, and I think it works great now that we've sorted it out. But there are some issues. So generator, I always thought would be better, ready for the apocalypse. But what I could say is that the generator is just another issue to be an issue, right? And if you get a lithium model, you'll actually just be able to have a second alternator in there. And the first alternator and second alternator can work together. And those could probably charge you up just as fast as a generator. Whereas in here, when I'm not charging up as fast as I want to, I always wind up, you know, kicking on the generator. So, I don't know. I think that, yeah, if I was to do it again, I would just buy Li3 version up front, and probably even spend a little bit more money and get more than the standard battery that comes. I'll probably get like 2 batteries. So I think it's like maybe, what is it, like 6 something? And then if you double it, it's like 1280. So it might be 640. You double it, you get 1280. Yeah, what did you want to transition to talk about?
The Ford Transit side. Let's go to the Ford Transit side.
All right, so if we're going to talk about the Ford side, let's go back out here. Okay, so I think we'll just get into some of the ugly stuff. So issues that we've had, right? Let's start with that, and we'll start back outside again and then go back in. So early on in us getting this van, you guys remember I did that popcorn video that we were hearing a popcorn sounding thing, Lola. Remember that?
Of course.
Yeah. Never saw that again.
Never heard it again.
Yeah, I think that kind of went away. Kind of worked itself out. We never had that issue. What issues have we had, Lola? I'll switch to you.
Off the top of my head, the one issue we had, I remember one time we were in Indiana and we got bad gas.
Yeah.
And that
We had a warning light.
we had the warning light.
Yep.
We did take it to a dealership. They were able to look at it and just tell us pretty much all we can do was drive it out.
Yeah,
right?
drive it out. We put
use the
premium
gas.
in there. We
Yep.
typically drive with regular. We put premium in there, and yeah, we got that.
And it resolved itself.
Yeah.
Now
So that never came back.
Nope. Now, along the lines of driving, you know, it's always an issue about how many miles per gallon that you're getting
Yep.
on the
Yep.
transit,
Yep.
which you are saying that your average is about, what would you say?
So there's a lot of different stuff when it comes to mileage, depending on who you talk to and what they have. I know for us, we've pretty much seen between like 12 and a half
13.
to 13 and a half. And then if I drive really, you know, I think I have a little bit of a lead foot. But if I drive conservatively, I can probably get, you know, 13 to 15. I also need to put premium in there. And
Right.
then I think if I use premium, I wind up getting about close to 15.
Close to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think the fact that these are dualies, it probably makes it a little less efficient. Because I know I have heard some owners say that they get 17, 18, 19.
well, they're all dualies. I think the fact that
and all-wheel drive too,
yeah,
right?
this
Let me
one
add
is
to it.
all-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive is going to be a little bit heavier because instead of just rear, you know, all the gubbins that goes to give you rear-wheel drive, you've got stuff up front as well. So that's just going to use a little bit more power, right? But it also feels like it has more power versus a rear-wheel drive.
Yep.
So the exchange for that is all-wheel drive is always less efficient. It depends on how fast you drive, and then also if you put premium. So this is a twin turbo. It's
Okay.
always going to perform better with premium.
Okay.
So you know, fortunately, the engine computer can, you know, can tell what it has, like what grade fuel it has in it. So I just go to regular
Yeah.
because premium, you know, gas prices are a little bit expensive.
Depending on what part of the
Yeah,
country
so I
you're
just
in,
go with
but-
regular. But when I'm traveling sometimes and prices are good, I do throw premium in there and I see, you know, and in
Better
general,
efficiency
premium's
out
good
of
for
it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all cheaper than diesel. So
Yeah. And then so far as oil changes, we've never had any issues getting an oil change or any kind of service done. But there was one occasion where the grommet of the door handle had come
so
loose. Remember that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's like a little minor thing, but basically the grommet right there here that you guys see when I do this, that thing was loose and we had to go to
To Ford.
Ford to get that fixed.
Right. So we had to take it to Ford. It was a
Yep.
Ford issue.
Yep.
And, you know, it could have been a non-issue other than they did not want to go behind that door panel there to work on the vehicle.
Well, because it's an RV, they gave me a hard time and made me wait a couple of hours before they did it. It really wasn't, in my opinion, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, I think with that, we had two issues. One, the dealership we usually go to do the oil changes, which is in the country, pretty easy to get oil changes done there. In Gainesville, it's a little bit more difficult, even at Ford. They want you to wait longer and all that, but what I did was just go to the country, and a country Ford dealership, they're pretty easy for oil changes. They didn't have the tech to change that door grommet, so I had to go to Gainesville, and then that became a thing just because it's not really a big deal, but the mechanics in some of these places just make it a big deal because it's an RV. But the people building on this, specifically Coachmen, but other builders are authorized by Ford to build on these things, right? And it's a program that they're in with Ford, and Ford monitors how they do the building and all of that. So you shouldn't have these issues, but you know, people just don't know. So I think the only other issues we did have, Lola, which there's a video, we blew out this tire. I won't get all crazy about it, but we did blow up this tire and we blew out our trim here and everything, but we were able to get that back, and we've pretty much, you know, put it back the way it was supposed to be. So I would say with that, we've got some videos that tells you what to do, like if you blow out the tire, how to change it, and a lot of that situation I blame myself. I should have gone to a tire place or just put on the spare myself. So as penance for that, I made some videos on it. I don't know if there's anything else there to talk about that.
No, I think that's everything with the Ford chassis side.
Yeah, go look at the videos.
So so now let's talk about the coach side of this, right? So the coach side, that would involve Coachmen, because they are the ones that build the house side.
We have not had incredible amount of issues here. There has been small things, and they've dealt with it. Mostly Sunshine State RV or whoever your dealer is will deal with most of those things.
Right.
I think there is something with the generator. So you want to go and spin around here and show the generator where that is.
I think the generator is located right down there. It's the green Onan.
So let's see if we can zoom in on that.
So that would be the green Onan generator that you see down there, which has worked well for the most part. I think that you can speak to this more than I can so far as the issues that we had with it charging or not charging when the lithium batteries were installed, right?
So what's going on with the generator? As I've said, that generator needs to be serviced. You know, you really, I think like first 100 miles, and then after that, I'm not sure what the schedule is. But because we changed out the system, the battery system, right, and we went to a lithium battery system, I think that's one of the reasons we had issues. But there is a recall on the generator. Now, at some point, we actually swapped out the generator because we thought there was some problems, and I think there was some problems. But it's like the generator, to me, has been a thing. It's an Onan. It is, as they say, relatively quiet. I agree with that. But there's been issues. Now there's a recall. We haven't been able to get the recall done because we have to figure out what the new serial number is of that generator, but we're working on it. Right. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
I think so.
If we go inside here, we could talk about, see what kind of things we have going on inside.
All right, let's take a look.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I really think, like, first of all, if you look at these cabinets, now I know that folks out there aren't, like, big fans of the wood.
Correct.
The wood cabinets.
Correct.
And I really do think that the builders of these vans should experiment with like soft-sided bags and things like that just to save weight. But what I can say about these cabinets, they've been tough. We've never broken a glass.
Nope.
Haven't had any of the hardware come off. I've taken this thing off-road and it's really been fine. So we haven't had much issues. I think some of the drawers, like, you know, there's these little plastic things here, like that stuff.
Tab that may fall
these
off.
little tabs fall off, but
that's no big deal.
That's really the biggest problem. Now, and I did crack the refrigerator somehow.
Yes, not
which
sure.
They said they've never seen that ever.
Yeah, not sure how that happened, but
Yeah,
there was a crack right back here, which they were saying from overfilling the fridge and putting items on here that were too heavy.
I don't think it's that.
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe I did a little jump or something going real fast. I got some air.
But
yeah, we got that.
Needless to say, that was resolved, and we did get a new fridge. But so far as durability of the products in here, absolutely no issues. I mean, if you look at the countertops, there's no dings, there's no damage. Over the 2 years, the stove is practically... We have not used the stove, so the stove is very new.
We might have used that to boil water.
I never used it to boil water.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, we've got a kettle.
Yeah, well, it's an electric kettle though.
Yeah.
The sink is a round sink. There you go. There's that. Cabinets have been great. The bed and the cushions, as you can see over the 2 years, I mean, these still look. I mean, the materials are still intact, still, look good.
I think the biggest thing with this setup, like having the rear bath, which we could get to me, is the best. Just because it's a big bathroom versus a side bathroom over here, that's never a lot of room and not very usable to me. I know some people use it, some people don't use it, but I prefer the rear bath. Right. The one thing with the rear bath in this layout is having these two benches. It's just not easy to put the bed together, and we've kind of come up with a system.
We did. We had a system, and we did show the video how we were joining the two beds together,
Mm-hmm.
and that worked out for a time, but it was a bit cumbersome.
Yeah.
So then, actually, if you're out there, thank you, and I'm so
Beyond
sorry.
Owner.
A Beyond Owner, I can't remember.
Told us about an IKEA hack, which is these wood slats. I'm not taking it all out right now.
It's called the Lorry.
Okay, there you go.
It's called the Lorry.
Leroy, maybe?
Luroy.
Yeah,
and these
so Leroy.
work great because all
Yeah.
you do is lay it down, slide this mattress over,
Yeah.
and you're good to go. So it's the easiest setup ever.
I would like to see, and I think now Coachmen does have a better solution for
They
that.
do. They do.
So that's a positive, right?
That is a positive.
Yeah.
But cushions are still good.
Mhm.
You know, I know lots of people do a little memory foam on here for added comfort. That's great. We haven't done that. We use them as
Yeah.
they are. So far as the bathroom. Rear bath. I mean,
look at how big that is. Let me show you guys something here. Stay in there, Lola. Both me and Lola can be, in the rear bath at the same time. You're not too. Don't even try to be. You're not that crushed or anything like that. And obviously, it's not easy. Like I can put the camera out here and show you. We're both standing up in the bathroom. There's headroom here. If you have one of these bathrooms in the back, I believe that you can vent it here. Maybe not the sides, depending on how people do it. I'll come out. There's tons of storage in here.
Oh yeah, tons of storage in
Yeah.
here in terms of the wardrobe that's here, the drawers that are here.
I would say that they could do better with the sink, but I think they have done better. They've upgraded that sink since we got it. And there's a better sink that they're using now, and even a better medicine cabinet.
Yeah,
So,
because the medicine cabinet I actually don't use. I just store toilet paper back there because of where this is. So it makes it hard to actually use it on a daily basis. I just store toilet paper back there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, there's really no issues with this back area.
It's fun to, like this weekend, we were showering and everything here in the bathroom is really convenient. We've put in our own blackout curtains that you guys are probably seeing going through. And like I said, we've got a solution for back here so far as blacking it out. I wish that was something that the manufacturer, that came with the van and the manufacturer did, but don't really see that. Let's see, what else do we have to do? We have not gone up front in the van and like turned it on and talked about driving it and stuff like that. So
we could
want to do that? What else?
But before we do that, the black hoses. Remember the black hoses that came with the van?
Oh,
when
okay.
We purchased
Yeah.
it? I don't know who supplies that.
Right.
If it's the dealer that supplied that, or if that was Coachmen that supplied that. But I'll let you go on the black hoses.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, I would say upgrade those. Whatever it comes with are kind of flimsy, and if you really get into trouble, you extend those too long, they're basically gonna disintegrate on you. I know it from personal experience. So I would say even at Walmart you can get better hoses, get better longer hoses, have backup hoses, and take those with you. That would be my advice on that. And also the container down there for them just can't take anything bigger than what they give, so therefore it's smaller, and when you stretch it out it's thinner, so it's a thing. All right, I'm gonna switch this over to you, Lola. If you want to come up here, Lola, we can squeeze in here and have the conversation. Here's my I'll turn everything on here.
Okay. All right, let me jump out.
Put the 360 on here. Let me see. All right, so here's the 360 camera. So you guys can see I typically have it in bird's eye view and whatever is behind me. And here, let's go. So here we go. We've got to give it a second here and it'll tell you how many miles we're at. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but we're getting 13 miles per gallon. Let's go down here and see if we have. Give it a second here. We'll probably get how many miles. Okay, so there we go. So it is 56,283.6 miles. So now I'll go to Lola. So sitting back here, I find it's comfortable. I'm 5'11". I've got long arms and long legs. My chair is all the way back, but it's comfortable. Typically, I do most of the driving. Lola does drive. It's easy to drive, I think, in all-wheel drive. I mean, I think I've ranted and raved about this. The Ford Transit all-wheel drive is amazing. It's got a lot of power, a lot of torque. There's just so many good things about it, I think, and and I just don't think like I can rave enough about it. But surprisingly enough, the E-Transit actually drives better. Just doesn't have as much of a range. This on a full tank can do something like 300 to 350 miles. That with the battery, it's got a small battery in it. With it fully charged, is about 115, 120 miles. But it's faster than this, believe it or not. When I get in that and I'm driving that as my everyday driver for, let's say, all week, and then I take this somewhere, we go on a trip, I'm always surprised. I feel like, oh, this is not as good as the E-Transit. But on its own, and then compared to a lot of other vans that I've driven, this is awesome. So I just can't really say enough good things about it. It could be better. We'll see what happens with electric. I think that's one of the definite places that we could get that better, and I think we're close on that. But I'll let you guys argue that out. Yeah, you know, to me, I think what's missing here from Ford is, for example, I got to put keys in here to get this going. I would like to see push to start. The E-Transit does have push to start, and there's now like the e-brake is over here, so there's not a physical brake. I actually prefer that a little bit. There's not this thing getting in the way. I would like to see 360 come with these vans, or rear view camera monitor or something over here. Better lights. I think there are some places that Ford can improve on this, and I would be happy to see that technology wise. Although I know that the newer, so like that van, when you go into, it does have 360 actually, but you go into reverse on that and there's like this blue wall of death, and it's even with just the regular gas or ICE engines, internal combustion engine, that Ford hasn't figured that out yet. So maybe in that regards, technology is not the best thing. But this does have Apple CarPlay and all that stuff. So for the most part, I would say this is really, really, really good to drive, really comfortable, real easy. And we just have not had any problems other than that tire blowout. The bad gas problem, the popcorn stuff was never come back. These things are just really, really good, really easy to drive and maintain, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. You can see that we haven't upgraded this van yet, so yeah, that's, if we want to talk about that, I think kudos to that. I would say kudos to that. All right, do you want to wrap this up, Lola?
We sure can.
Okay. All right, Lola, so I think the big question here as we go to wrap up is, we've been doing this now for more than 2 years, 55,000 miles. Mm-hmm. I think the question is,
counting, obviously.
Would we do it again? Would we get a Ford Transit chassis as our build? Would we buy something that was built by Coachmen? Would we buy it from, Sunshine State RV? I call them SSRV. I think we should answer those questions as we go out here. Okay. Let's start with Sunshine State RV. Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, I do recommend to people, and obviously we're, brand ambassadors for them, of course, that's full disclosure, but I think if you could tell me somewhere else that you could go to that only sells Class Bs and B+, that they have a ton of different vans on there, they carry a lot of stuff, they're carrying Storyteller now, 27 North, all kinds of cool stuff that they're carrying, and they have used vehicles from stuff that they don't carry and what they do carry. So, yeah, they know about it. You can get your stuff worked on there. They work on things for other people.
They work on things. They upgrade your vehicle if you want. Even at purchase, when you buy it, if you decide, hey, I want a bumper, I want a roof rack, I want a back ladder, they will add all that for you.
And even if you bought from somewhere else where, let's say, the people don't know about what they're selling you,
I see it all the time.
They help you out. Or they don't care when you buy it, you run into issues. So, yes, on SSRV. Mm-hmm. So, Coachmen, would you buy from them again?
I would buy from Coachmen again.
Why?
Since we purchased this van from Coachmen, they continue to improve on what they sold us even. Yeah. They do take feedback from their customer base. Mm-hmm. So, example, now the Coachmans are coming with a convection oven. The bathroom sink in the Beyond has changed. Mm-hmm. There's new interior colors available now. The radio ginseng is no longer. That's been replaced. A lot of things.
They're doing a pop top now. Now that's not all out yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, so there's lots of improvements that's coming. So I kudos
pop
to them for that.
This would be awesome.
I don't know about that, so hold your horses.
Yeah,
But...
I would buy again, and I would get a pop top, Lola.
Okay. All
Rear
right.
bath pop top.
All right.
With two batteries in there.
That's
so
like you're
1280.
asking for like a unicorn. Just hold your horses,
It's not gonna be a
okay?
unicorn. It's coming.
But anyhow,
They're doing new colors.
I already mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
They're doing new colors. There's just lots of things that Coachman is adding over time to improve their vehicles. And so for me, I'm happy with the Coachman. I would buy a Coachman again. And so yes, to that one.
Yeah. And in case it's not obvious, I agree with that. Yes, we are brand ambassadors
But that's
for
beside the
them
point.
as well. But we've owned this for 2 years before all of that happened. And we're actually pretty proud of the fact that we're doing that for them, because I would rather, you know, obviously I'm a professional YouTuber. Take that for whatever you want, you know, but I would rather work with brands that I really believe in than ones I don't. I've turned down dealing with folks that I don't believe in what they make. So I think, that's really been good for us. And, you know, I don't think anyone's perfect, but I've spent a lot of time talking to people, to the owners and stuff like that. And I really feel like Coachman gets a lot more brand loyalty than other people because they care. They don't just treat us good. They treat a lot of folks out there really well. And you guys can take my word for that one. Ford.
Well, I'll let you talk about the Ford side because that's your
Right.
thing, Mister.
I love
number
it.
one fan of Ford.
I have 2 vans. I got
vans.
this van and that van. No, I'm not a Ford brand ambassador. They don't know or probably don't care you know, about me. It's all good. But they're making an excellent products here. I would really encourage Ford to keep going forward with these. I know that it's tough out there. There's all kinds of different issues going on, laws and all that kind of stuff. But not only are these things great for the last mile delivery folks out there and the people who work doing a trade, but I would say for those of us in the growing, ever expanding Class B section, these are brilliant and they're a game changer. And to me, stand above the Mercedes Sprinter or the Ram ProMaster. Absolutely. I'm happy.
They're just hard to get. They're hard to get. And, you know, and it's seeming to be even tougher for builders.
There's just still issues with getting these built. So I would like to see not only this continue, but I would like to see this expand and get better because I think people would enjoy these. I have a short that I'll put up of my friend Rodell, Typhoon Adobo, driving this, and he loved it, even though the range is short. So, yeah. That's my thing on that.
Well, lastly, what about any future upgrades? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking for future upgrades? Roof rack. You know, I would like to change this awning. I think that I would like to change the awning, but I would also like to find an awning that's like, you know, got those flexible solar panels built into it, so that I can see if I can maybe get more watts out of the solar panels.
I mean, but that's only going to matter when you're parked.
Yeah,
okay.
So I've got things like that. That's true. But, you know, I think those are immediate changes that I want to do.
Okay, so roof rack.
Yeah, the roof rack I think is a big thing. I think I would do there's a minimal bumper, the Backwoods outdoor, what is it?
Backwoods Adventure Outdoors.
Yeah, Backwoods Adventure Outdoors. They have a minimal bumper that you've probably only seen on Van Duet. That's probably now become available. I'm probably going to get that. I'm going to get a roof rack. I would love to find better lights, but I haven't seen anyone making better lights yet. Lola and I go in a SEMA show. It would be awesome to see more of these vans represented there. And instead of having to buy an all-new van, I would love to get some better lights, but maybe I just need to put lights on there, Lola, and invest.
Lights?
Yeah, well, so you know John from the Battle Wagon?
Oh, you're talking about like KC lights.
Yeah, so I can put in a picture
lights
here if I could find it, you know, if Raven's editing it, put in a picture of John's yellow Sprinter with all the lights.
Okay.
It's actually awesome. I love it. And so maybe stuff like that I would do because I think
it's a little modification.
Yeah, when we go out in the middle of nowhere, it's nice to have some good lights when you're doing that. Yeah.
It is. I agree.
And even on the road driving, you know, I like to drive late at night. I'm getting a little bit older, vision and stuff like that. What do you think, Lola? What would you like to see as an upgrade, Lola? What are you thinking?
For me, I think I would, Coachman now has like better cushions.
Okay, better
So
cushions. Yep.
I would love to somehow, I don't know, swap the seats. Maybe the cushions in the back where we sleep for the new.
Yeah, or get a more inbuilt system to connect those beds.
Yes, that new system that connects the beds is great.
Right.
So that will also be nice to have.
Right.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're pretty happy. This thing right here has changed our lives.
it has.
The stuff that we could do, the places we could go, the adventures we can have with each other.
The people we meet.
Yeah, the people we've met.
The people
the builders, what we do here on YouTube. A lot of things have come out of this. We're really happy we call this Morgan. We're really happy with it. And you guys are going to see us doing a lot more content. I think if you have questions and you want to know more, because Lola wants to make sure that, just don't make this too terribly long. But if you have questions, things you want to know, let us know. If there's videos you'd like to see me get deep dive into things more specifically with this, I'll do it. There's videos coming on getting this Raptor grill, which Freedom Van Gogh, that's the place to get these. They get the most of them here in the country. They could put them in for you if you could go there. So, and they, if you buy it from them, I don't think they charge you anything.
I don't think so either.
No,
but
so
we talk about all that in the video.
Yeah, so you guys will see lots more videos coming out on this. You know how I end this, Lola. I'll let you do it.
Well, I would say leave your comments below.
Right.
Ask your questions there. Let us know what what your experience has been with your coach, whether it's a Coachmen or any other brand. Out there, and I think that's pretty much it. I will add links in here to some of the videos we did mention of the trips we've gone on and issues we've had. So that'll be there for you. And there are also things we have bought and used that really have worked out well for us.
Yeah,
like
lots of accessories
the
and things like that.
that we use all the time. I'll link all that in the video description as well, because a lot of that's on Amazon. Other than that, I think Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
So I'm about to go do my other podcast that I do. However, we do a van podcast. It's called the Vanasaur Podcast. And you guys could go there, and we do it typically Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m.
Go there, ask any questions. We have people from the industry, other owners come on. I'm there, obviously, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. So that's pretty much it, Lola. End it.
All right, till the next time, safe travels.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Okay.